Yeah, but first let's get everything situated. What's up? Don't. Oh my, this nigga. Okay, let me check it. The Twitch stream is going strong. We gotta wait. We got some people. Me, add in announcements real quick. Oops. Yeah, facts. What's going on with you, nigga? Wait, can someone open up the stream? Wait, can someone open up the stream and let me know if the audio is working? Oh yeah, it's on Twitch. I'll put it in announcements. Yeah, can you hear yourself? Okay, everything's good. You can't hear yourself. Fuck. How do I do this? Audio. Okay, wait. Can you hear yourself now? Join it. Going to hear me. Technical difficulties. Neff is here. We gotta wait for Neff. You gotta ask to join, nigga. Dang, like. And Cammy, y'all gotta ask. Let me invite you to speak. Hold on. Okay. Okay, let me see. How to set up.
To capture the audio output on your computer, first, before you do anything in OBS, you need to double check that it's working properly and it's set up properly. In Windows, you can go down here to selecting the proper output device menu and that are available. And so what you want to do on your computer that will give you the one video, for example, I'm playing a YouTube video or play it.
They say he might come. And then yeah, I think that's about it. That's the only person we're waiting for.
A song or play anything at all on your computer that will give you audio output.
Because I gotta fix the stream. They can't even hear right now.
And then take a look at your devices here in this list and see if the water and capture. So input of audio, what you can hear. So go to affecting, and by the way, uncheck device timestamps. I don't like that. I recommend manually. Yours could be.
Does it now? He said, I don't think Zay joining. Okay, let me fix this up real quick and then we'll start. Input timestamp, use timestamps. Let me use voice meter, right? Wait, speak real quick. Zay's in. What did that nigga say? Oh, okay. I did the wrong input device. It should work now.
Okay. I nigga Zay is there, bro.
Okay, alright. For whoever's on stream,
let me try again.
Yeah, let me know if everything's working real quick.
Yeah, I can hear myself. Yeah,
You
it's
hear
cool. It's cool.
yourself? Okay.
Yep.
Yo.
Okie dokie. And Zay's here. Okay. Let me turn my light on.
All right, put them reading glasses on too.
Alright. And let me post on
Yes.
Instagram real quick. Y'all got the list. We got the list of everything up, right? Just look at the
Wait,
channel.
at least what happened?
The list of the topics.
The
What's the topics?
Look. I hate this so much.
I just ate this burger.
Oh, I saw what she sent me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got that list.
Oh shit!
Is Sanji not gonna join? What's going on with that?
You know what? I wasn't planning on attention to it, but attention closing. So listen to me.
Oh my god, bro! You know that nigga gonna be screaming, bro.
I'm saying.
That's fine. If you don't even want to join, that's cool.
Yeah.
Apollo, can you stop doing that? Stop inviting yourself and de-inviting yourself. You're too real. It's actually irritating my eyes. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Okay. He said, "Let me in." You said, "Nah, bro." Actually, I didn't invite Apollo.
What's good?
Let him in.
Who's love?
What's good, nigga?
I'm love, bro.
Oh, that's you.
yeah,
Change your
let me check on
nickname
them.
just so everyone knows who you are.
Yeah. My fault.
Yeah.
You good?
Sam will be screaming.
This gift is how I'm feeling right now.
Fuck you, nigga from the
Okay.
UK.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Okie dokie. That's
Alright.
alright. Hey,
No more cursing, or else TOS.
He's not TLS. You just can't say the S word.
How's everybody doing today?
Oh wait, what?
Yeah,
S-
beautiful.
Oh, the
Which one?
okay.
So
What? It's a word that people describe Pokemon Tier 3 subs as. Alright, you can't say that word. Alright, don't say it.
Yeah.
It's against
Alright.
TOS still.
Oh,
Dang, that shit's still going around. There's no way.
okay.
Yo, Sparky, you putting
Yeah.
this on like Twitch or something?
Yeah.
Are you streaming right now?
Yeah, it's stream. We're up, bro. We're up.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright, we're good. Okay. So looking alright, everyone introduce. So first I'll start. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know who I am. King Sparky on Instagram. Follow, like, do your thing. We'll go down from top to bottom. So you go, Raheem.
Oh, hey, my name's Raheem, aka Curious, bro. I edit anime and Call of Duty. I just edit everything, bro. To be honest, been in the game for half a decade, and we still going strong.
Alright. Tanshi.
yeah. My name is Tanshi, and I don't know. I edit shit. I edit anime and some other weird shit that I'm into. I don't fucking know. And yeah. I don't know next.
Iggy, what's up?
Hi. What? No. The hell? Okay, my name is Iggy, aka Iggy.mp4 on Instagram. I edit a lot of things, mostly anime. That's about it.
Alright. You got a drink.
My name is Dre. My ad name on Instagram is Rip Shonen. I edit anime, IRL stuff, movies, and sometimes motion graphics.
We got Neff.
Your NeffFX on Instagram.
What is that PF? You gonna give me banned, bro.
All right. Anyways, I'm NeffFX on Instagram. I anime edit. I just do a little bit of whatever style. I just switch it up. Yeah, that's it. Next.
Tammy.
Yeah, my name is Cammy. I don't really want to disclose my real name, but just call me Cammy. My ad is Cammy Drip.
It's probably ghetto.
Nah, it's not ghetto. Trust me. But I pretty much edit anime. I do pretty much all styles. I have it all named Drippins, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Why his profile pic just make him just switch spots?
I don't know.
Bro.
All right, I'll go next. So my name is Zay, short for Isaiah. I just be chilling for real, and I'm finna hit gold this season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apollo.
Why you react like that, Neff?
My name's Apollo. You know, Jonathan.
How did this bitch get in here? I thought we locked the door.
Why you waiting? Anyway, so basically,
Wait,
okay, can I go? Why are you?
All right. Let me speak.
Oh my
Let
god.
man speak.
You know, I edit anime sometimes. I'm TikTok famous and Instagram
This
influencer.
nigga say TikTok.
This man got one comment from Vinny the Hacker.
Right. One comment.
One comment from Vinny the Hacker. And this
That
man.
nigga do not know how to act in
Down.
All right, listen. Now, Sam, you gonna keep this shit on lock.
Yeah. All right, Claude said he's home early, so we're waiting for him to join. Yep. All right, Claude, you gotta do your introduction. Get in here.
Get in here.
Yo, what is it? Yeah, we about to move on.
Hey, do not
By
let
the way,
Danny.
by the way, Claude, you left me on the liver for like two
Listen,
weeks.
yeah, no, there's already a lot of people here, bro.
Yeah, it's already a lot. I did.
Why don't you keep like some people for like the next installment?
That's what I'm
so, like,
saying.
we don't
That's
all
what I'm
talk at the same
thinking.
time.
Yeah, facts. 'Cause there's a lot of
like I
questions.
said, TikTok famous.
Can y'all interview Takechi too? I want to hear what he sounds like.
Listen, no, like, next time, bro. Next time,
Next time.
Next time,
episode,
bro. We do
episode two.
Episode 2.
Episode 2, facts.
What's up, Claude?
Yo,
Claudia.
more TikTok famous than Apollo.
He just
All
put
right.
his nuts on your face.
I mean, he didn't lie though.
What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it, bro? Claude,
But did you
man,
get
been
a
at this
comment
shit for
from
like
Vinny
a
Hacker?
year. No comment. No comment. Yeah, that's about it. I edit shit.
All
Same as the
right,
rest
all right.
of us.
Sounds good. All right. So they already got the questions. I didn't put them in order, sadly, because I just jotted some stuff down. But we're gonna start by how did everyone here start editing? Like, what was your? You give it just because a lot of people here, so like a little short story how y'all got into editing.
Yo,
Are
Sam,
we going
direct,
from like the top of the call to the bottom?
Sam, just direct us, bro.
We just go from top to bottom. So
I think everybody ordered different, bro.
Everyone ordered different, bro. Just
That's
Sam,
what
just
I'm
He's first for me.
Okay.
Who's to speak, bro?
All right, Raheem, you go first.
All right, how I got into editing?
Yeah.
All right, so me, when I was like 12, bro, I used to play TF2 religiously, right? And then I remember like I'll be watching like Fred movies and stuff. And there was this one guy, he was like really hard, bro. And that's how I found out about like the editing community. So I kind of got into code, right? And I remember I used to make commentary videos as well at the time. I was like a squeaker. Remember this guy, and he made commentary videos as well. He had like 60K subs. I remember he made an anime edit one day. I was like, damn, that's hard. And he linked Lolly King in the description. He's like IB, and I was like, damn, this shit crazy. And it started from there, innit? 2016.
Yeah.
You started directly on AE or you edit phone first?
I went from Vegas for like a good while. For like maybe like 3 months, and I was like, this shit sucks. I went to AE. No offense, by the way.
No, full offense.
All right, Tenchi next.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So I think I was watching anime since I was a fucking kid, so I kind of knew what anime was. But then I had friends and shit that I would know that would show me like fucking anime music videos and shit, and that just got me interested in it. I first started out on YouTube, and like in 2017, 2016, I immigrated to mostly IG. That was like, so that's how I fucking started. Simple.
Okay.
All right.
Word.
All right, Iggy, you're next.
So basically, I had this it was kind of like a friend group at school. They all watched anime. I had no idea what it was, to be honest. This was in I don't know, seventh grade, something like that. And I just wanted to flex on them, so I made an anime edit. No idea. It was like some Obito edit. I didn't watch Naruto. And yeah, and then I just kept on going from there. That was like in 2018.
So what grade do you know? Oh, you said 2018. So you're like 10.
No. Okay. Let me rephrase it. They told me about it when I was in 7th grade, but I wanted to flex on them, and years later, I started editing.
All right, I got you.
All right, Dre next.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
what's
skip that again,
Nah, just tell your story, bro.
Calm your ass
Just tell your
down.
story, bro.
That was malicious.
So,
That nigga
Delicious.
Malicious.
Malicious.
okay. How I started editing is I met a friend named Carly. Well, she goes by Uruse. I met her in Citric, and she inspired me to start candy editing. And then later down the line, I became all types of different editors.
I got a question though. How you meet somebody in the editing group without editing?
I had editing friends, but I wasn't an editor at the time, so I was just like joining servers.
I got you.
What was this?
This was like December 2017.
Oh, okay. So you been
Word.
All right.
All right. Who next?
Neff.
Go ahead, Neff.
All right. It was around like 2017 is when I started like looking at edits on you. Who laughing? Who the fuck
This
laughing?
nigga profile pic, bro. I can't. Bro, I can't take you seriously, bro.
All right. So I'm like, so 2017 is when I started like watching AMVs on YouTube, but they weren't like the decent ones. I was on the trash side where they just cut clips over like full songs. It was terrible. And I was doing that for like 2 years until I found out what effects were. I was like, yo, how you do those? And I saw a video on YouTube. It said like you should use After Effects and whatnot. So I just started looking up a whole bunch of tutorials and learning it. And yeah, that's how I got into it.
Yeah, damn.
That's fine.
That's tough.
Right,
Yes, sir.
All right, so basically, you know, I'm just scrolling on YouTube and stuff, and I'm seeing these Sasuke versus Naruto XXX Temptation, you know, like AMVs, and I'm like, damn, these shits are fire. So I hop on the Android, I download my Light Motion, you know what I'm saying, and I start playing these garbage songs over these animes. I'm like, yo, this shit kind of fire. So then later down the line, I go from a Light Motion to Kind Master for some reason, even though Light Motion's better. And then from there, I kind of joined the Instagram community, and there was other people that made like garbage, trash, XXX Temptation, Juice WRLD edits. So I was like, "Yo, this is awesome." So so I had like phone editor friends and stuff like that, and basically we just we just edit together for fun, not giving about anything.
All right, Zay.
Damn, this nigga sleep.
You're next.
Nah, just tired. But so me, I never really knew what anime was till like 2 years ago. I was chilling. I saw one of my IRLs was just like editing or something. I saw his edits on YouTube and I was like, damn, that's kind of cool, bro. But I never really put any like thought into it. I don't know. Something in my head just told me to watch Naruto, and I did, and I liked it. And then I started, when you start watching stuff, you get like recommendations and stuff on your YouTube. So I started seeing like AMVs and all that. And I watched Naruto, and I just became a Naruto editor for like a good few months.
I feel like we all went through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Too.
Then yeah. So I started on the Naruto side of the community, but then I expanded my horizons. And yeah, that's what we all know.
Not a problem. You're next.
I mean, I have one of those Instagram accounts, the ones that they have the anime and you post like random pictures and stuff. So I had one of those, and I thought
You had an anime burner?
Sure, yeah, call it that. So I had one of those, and I decided to put music on top of the anime clips. I thought I was being creative. Like, I thought nobody done that before. So I started putting those together, put some hashtags. And,
yeah, bro, I'm making a revolution right now.
Said she, I'm a different breed. I'm a different everything. You ain't nobody.
On me, that's how I was feeling. But eventually I came across some better ones, and I just started learning from there. I was on phone for like a year though before I even switched over to anything.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, who here edited on their phone?
Not I.
Me, and I was a proud video star editor. What's up, bitch?
Oh hell no.
Damn, I didn't have what's it called? Whatever that video star or anything. I had like Power Director, bro. I had an Android, bro. It was bad. I used Power Director and Time Master, bro, or whatever it is called. Yeah, it was bad.
Time Director. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm next. So basically, I've always known what anime was because of my childhood. Like everyone liked anime, so like I always knew what AMVs were. So I always used to watch when I was like 4, but I never really got into them until I was like summer of like going on to 8th grade. So I used to make like those really long AMVs on iMovie on my Mac. I didn't know what After Effects was or anything like that. So like I got into that on YouTube, and then I saw what Vine was. So I hopped on Vine for like 3 months, and then it because
Shut down.
for a while, yeah, then it shut down. So I'm sitting here like, dang, what's the move? So everyone's talking about Instagram, IG this. I'm like, word, pop up on IG, and like, oh yeah, when I got on Vine, I started on AE. So when that shit down, you know, I moved on to Instagram, and I just been there. So yeah. All right, Cloud, you're next.
Well, I'm trying to justice.
Nigga.
Same as you, was pretty much always known about anime and just watched it like growing up and all that. Except like AMVs are pretty new to me, but I had a little brother, and he actually started on phone, and I just watched this man go from like phone editing to like SVP to like AE, and I was like, you know, and this is like a year and a half in. I'm like, what is this whole anime editing thing you're doing? And he showed it to me. I was like, oh, let me make one. Let me see if this is fun or not. And I was just like captivated by it. I'm like, oh, this shit's fun as hell. And that was about a year ago, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Word.
12 months of history.
Yep.
This man.
Yep.
Okay, so we have.
Why his mic sound like that? Is something wrong with my mic?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, that's cute. What? Oh, okay, y'all fake as hell for that.
No, I mean, it's bearable. It was bearable for that.
I can
you know what I'm saying?
understand you, but it's not pleasant.
Okay.
Okay, so what would y'all like? Y'all, we don't even have to go on the line. You can just say anything. Like so.
All right, bet.
So from here on out, you can just say whatever. It's not like specific. All right. So basically, like, what would be your advice for new editors? Like people who are just getting the community.
Get a friend group.
Yeah, get a friend.
Yeah, that's a
group.
good one. That's a good one.
No, let them give you options.
Facts. I would personally say like invest in to like trying to learn the basic software first before trying to like do anything else, because
Do crazy stuff.
Yeah, don't do anything crazy first, bro.
Yeah.
No, the fundamentals to do it.
Yeah, you see a lot of people come in, they trying to do like crazy stuff, like they don't even know how to Twixer, you know what I mean? It's quite unbearable actually.
Niggas with linear scales and shit, bro.
Yeah,
niggas with linear scales, bro. That's unfortunate. That's tough to look at. Like, you gotta get the basics down, and then maybe after you build up like some fundamental knowledge, you can move on to trying new stuff.
exactly.
So
Also,
like,
nobody starts good. Just edit. Keep on editing. Don't stop, and then you're fine.
That's true.
We're just here to
That's
have
true.
fun at the start, because once you start getting serious in editing, shit stop like being fun, and you stop enjoying like actually making an edit, even if it's trash or not.
It depends.
Wait, what?
Bro. It depends.
No, fam. That's not. I mean, that's for you, bro. For me, I like being serious all the time, and it's fun.
It's just different, bro.
You
know what I'm saying?
It depends on the person, I guess.
Hey, bro.
Not everybody trying to stress.
Being competitive is really fun for people sometimes. So I mean,
I think that also
It makes things interesting, bro.
It does, but I think it depends on what type of person you are. Like, competitive. It
I'd
depends
say-
on how you look at editing in general.
Yeah, because look, me is this, like how you editing is a shit that can like, because I don't want to say some corny shit like express my fucking emotions. It's not really that, right? It's shit that I like to have fun, right? But I know other niggas, like some of my RL friends that actually used to edit. I know other niggas that doing for the competitions, right? So I would just say what you want to do in edit. Like that's the end of the day, right? Because I know some editors right now, they'll be like, I want to quit. They've been saying I want to quit for 5 minutes, but they haven't quit because they they keep saying that no, actually let me not say that, because that's actually probably
hey, you like it a little bit, bro?
Yeah, a little bit. Nigga, the ozone, bro. We can't hear you, bro.
Yo, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
God damn.
I got so much better. What the?
So what I'm saying is, right, just do what you like to do in editing. Because like me personally, I like to do some I would say my type of editing is very it's very weird, right? I would say like to some extent. But just do what you like to do, niggas. At the end of the day, it's up to you. Like if you like competitions, do that. If you just like to chill, do that. Like, and then also, I heard the argument that like with some edits, I mean us, like when we a genetic edit, we don't really care. Like we see that it's like I mean to us, right? Because we've been in this community, right, for so long that we've seen the same type of edit. So when we see a normal edit, right, we don't care. But at the end of the day, our opinions don't matter. If you like what you made, bro, that's cool. I don't really care. Just have fun. That's my take on it.
Oh yeah, also something that's really important is that it's not necessarily like fresh, like brand new people, yeah. But it's like I was humorous, fam.
Nah, it's
It was humorous, fam.
He's saying,
Anyway.
y'all saying, but I can't hear shit.
Dumb.
That's very close, bro.
But anyway. What's it called? It's not really like new people, like fresh new people. It's like, you know, you've been in it maybe like 6 months, like a year and a half. Alright, stop trying shit. Alright, you're not gonna get better. You know, just because you dog people, you're not gonna get better. You actually need to focus on improving. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some niggas will be sitting around to be circle jerking all day. Nigga, open up AE. I don't care if that nigga did some skills incorrectly. Yeah,
you attacking me too.
If you want to improve, you need to edit. Like Iggy said, edit. Like actually edit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I think I made like over 300 edits. All right, in the 5 years I've been here.
Damn, nigga.
Edit, bro. Open up AE.
Yeah, I feel that.
Shit, I opened that program and I just stare at that shit. I'm like,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I was just looking at it like, dang, bro, I really want to put that keyframe. Valorant?
Oh, Nello. Bro, Nello's awesome if I ever had a bad PC. Yeah, for like the first year and a half, I had a potato.
I'm pretty sure everyone's gone through that.
Bitch, I got a potato right now. I'm doing a 2-minute edit.
Like I started off on my Mac for like 2 years, bro. Like that joint is like on its last limbs right now. I can barely put a clip on that shit without a
Damn.
For real.
I mean, I got blessed, to be honest. I really never had a bummy anything.
And that's good, though.
That is good.
That's good, though.
I remember the days. It's been like I was sit like a whole day staring at AE, bro, to render a 480p video, bro. That shit was crazy.
Oh, nah. 480p. What you putting that on?
Oh, YouTube, bro.
YouTube?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we were uploading 480p at the beginning, bro.
Yeah.
The lowest quality I ever went to 720. That's a lot. I know that.
Yeah, that was the lowest I ever went, bro.
360 on iMovie.
You said what?
Don't look at it.
360. Where you downloading your clips from?
YouTube.
You gotta get it how you live it, bro. You gotta get it how you live it, bro.
We used to, yeah. Oh yeah. Also, yeah. Don't do that. By the way, talking about new edits, don't download your clips on YouTube, bro.
That's just like the #1 beginner move, bro.
Yeah. Or like Kiss Anime, whatever that. Like, don't do that.
Don't edit subs too.
You know, like the editors that hated to torrent, they had anime raws, but I know that's down.
It's not like completely down.
It's not completely down, but most.
It's just a lot of links, bro.
Naruto's gone. Dragon Ball.
Yeah, damn.
You might as well not even use it no more.
Okay.
One Piece.
I just torrent my shit. So
You gotta learn how to torrent
too.
Yeah, you got. That's like the wave now.
okay, and then for anything, don't try to crack BitTorrent. Use QTorrent.
Qubit torrent. Come on.
Yeah, we use QTorrent, bro.
That's the best torrent software.
If you get uTorrent, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Wait, what's wrong with uTorrent?
Yeah, I still use
I use uTorrent. What's wrong with uTorrent?
uTorrent be taking your data, bro.
All right, time to go to the next question. Yep, we're getting a little bit off at the hinge. So, basically, all right. Next one is how do you deal with hitting a wall? How do you get around that? When you hit a wall, you have no inspo.
I ain't figured that out yet.
I do.
Listen to music.
I want to hear what Dre says.
Okay, I do multiple things. Okay, like starting off an edit, I will listen to songs, listen to lyrics, think of ideas, or sometimes I would just go on Pinterest or like this is app called Behance by Adobe. They have a lot of art and like fan art and banners, and like help for like motion designs, and like it can give you inspos and ideas on like what you can do. Or you could just look at other editors, like, for example, you don't have to just look at edits just to get inspo. You can look at a movie and be like, oh, I can remake that transition to like build up cinematics, or I can look at this clip because, yeah, this looks cool. Like, I want to add that to my edit. It doesn't always. You don't always have to get inspo from other editors. You can get inspo from music videos, movies, songs, lyrics. It could literally be anything. So I don't really just get inspo from just anime edits. It can be from like a Japanese, like them little Japanese lyric mad videos. I get inspo from those too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just don't get inspo from one thing. It's like a lot of stuff. That's it.
Okay.
Well, for me, I usually like when I watch anime. That's where I get my most like inspo from, because when you start a new anime and you actually like a new anime, then you start getting all these ideas while watching all these episodes. You start like taking notes in your head, like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. When you watch anime, so it really brings new ideas to the table. I also watch like really cracked edits. You know what I'm saying? Like crazy stuff that you don't even know you can't even do on this program, and then you'd be like, wow, like I could do something like that if I really wanted to. You know what I mean? So like that really like built up the inspo inside my head, so that I can actually put it forward to like my edits and stuff.
Yes,
sir.
When I get stuck to an editing block, I just try something new. As in, like, instead of editing anime, I'm gonna edit a movie or edit manga. I don't know, do something else. Edit IRL, try something different.
It's good to switch some stuff up, bruh.
I mean, I don't really finish them, but I be trying it though.
Hell, try a different style sometimes too.
Exactly.
I encourage that.
I just do something different.
Oh shit, my food here.
Okay. Anyway, I feel like in terms of stagnation, I feel like I was like stagnant for most of 2018. I didn't really improve that much. And I would say the biggest thing in terms of improvement was just like, I was like, why am I editing? What am I editing for? I was like, I had to motivate myself to, watch tutorials, learn how to do Twixtor, despite how shit it was up until recently, et cetera, et cetera. You really have to ask yourself, because, editing is like a big time investment. You spend an hours and hours, staring at your computer. You already ask yourself what you're doing it for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I'll say like for me, inspo is very. I have a very intricate process for inspo, because usually all my edits have to have I'll say an idea, a theme. Usually, especially because I started that in like 2019 and 2020. Because what I realized is I was stagnating like in 2018, 2017, because the stuff I was editing, I didn't really care for it. Like I was like, yeah, this is an edit, but I wanted to make something that I know that I like personally, because niggas know me in this community as the paperman or the nostalgia boy or the nigga with the commercial, all that shit, just because of the how my edits are nowadays. Because when I find inspo, if I'm out of inspo, I go to Pinterest. I'm gonna tell y'all niggas this, right? Pinterest is your best friend, especially if you're a MoGraph editor. I say that shit.
No, for real.
Yeah, it really is.
Pinterest is your best friend, right?
Behance, Twitter, and Pinterest are like the best things you can do for motion design.
Yeah,
so much inspo.
And also, I have like a lot of magazines. Like I get a lot of my inspo from like old magazines I used to have. I do that sometimes, but most of the times my edit always have to have a theme. Like right now, I'm working on Tuning 2, which is basically like back in like the days when we only had like local TV before I had cable, right? We would watch cartoons only Saturday mornings. So like right now I'm working on stuff like that. So I would say if you want your edit to feel special to you, try to grab a theme, right? It could be any song. You could choose like I don't know. Just like try to have a overview idea. Then you can work towards, in my opinion, the more intricate stuff in it. That's me.
As they said,
I was gonna go real quick. So for me, like whenever I had an editing block, I kind of noticed that like I just kind of waste time. I just stare at the computer for like hours. I don't really like move or do anything. So what I usually do is just stop editing entirely. Like I stop editing and I get inspo. I don't get it from anime. I get it from music. So when I'm listening to a song and the song, like if I connect with the song, I usually just see an edit in my head most of the time.
Oh, I feel that.
Yeah, and I find an anime that goes along with that. So that's what. So usually I just take a break, and like I just redirect myself. I just go outside and do other things, and kind of like my inspo is kind of like a battery, like it runs out, so I gotta let it recharge.
Mm. For me, something that's really important is that you want to like. Well, so other people talked about not being in the editing community, but like something that's really important is that a lot of people don't like look outside of their own genre of editing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Floridas will look at Floridas, some niggas look at some niggas, Mograph niggas will look at Mograph niggas, bro. Something that's really important is that you can look at other editors. One, if you watch other editors, one, you'll be able to appreciate them more, and two, you can take elements from it, so like, and incorporate that into your own style. So if 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 your typography is not looking too hot right now, go watch some Mograph edits. Go watch a Hideki edit. Take some look at that text. That shit crazy. Incorporate your own.
Yeah. Wait, I got a question for you, Kiyosha.
What's up?
When you first kind of like came into this side of the community, how did you feel at first?
God.
This side.
Here we
When
go.
you say this side, you're referring to Instagram, right?
This cold.
I don't want to sound like conceited or arrogant.
No. Listen, be straight up, 100%.
Yeah.
Because I know how you are now. And you're super open and
spit your ideas,
open-minded. Yeah, go ahead.
So my like before I went on Instagram, my conception on Instagram was that like every edit was short and it was really creative. They had a bunch of like, I think that I imagine Instagram editors to be entirely like Prower, and then the rest I not like the rest, but like a large subset would do flow like Omar, like Inspire Island. Inspire Island was the only flow that I knew, but like before 2019. So like I get to Instagram, I'm like damn, this is tragic. Because at first, right, you don't necessarily know people like in the community. There's not like the biggest people on Instagram are people that will shit out edits that don't improve, that will use the same presets over and over and over again. And it's like on from my perspective on Instagram, you're rewarded for not necessarily lack of creativity, but how often you can post, and most of the time the people with like hundreds of thousands of followers who put out shit tweets, that is, and it took me it took me almost like a year to actually get into the Instagram community to find people that were making like good editors.
Yeah, but I would say the main problem is not really. I wouldn't say it's the community. I would say just Instagram's algorithm. Because what really put me into another perspective is that my little nephew, he was on IG. He showed me a shitty Naruto edit, and then the dude had like 45K. I'm like, holy shit. Like, what is,
like, hey, you can say Z Neptune.
Hey, man.
Damn.
Wow.
I'm not listening. No. There was no shade thrown here. No.
Neptune. Claude looking for a 1v1.
No.
You look up 1v1.
Never go for the block text. I'll be. It's over.
Okay.
Like it's milk.
All right, let's move on. So, how do y'all? Okay, so what's your perspective on? Wow, my brain is farting. Holy shit! All right, so what's your perspective on gatekeeping? Like when people gatekeep effects.
Gatekeeping. Ooh. I don't know, man. I'm for the cap. I'm a hypocrite if I say something. I'm a hypocrite if I say something.
Now listen. To me, there's a clear difference. There's a clear difference between I being somebody, right, and using and just happening to use the same effect, and then also, I guess let me start out with that, right? So, like for example, I know that the effect that I like personally found before, like anybody, like I'm sure other people were using it, right? But like me personally, it was new to me. Was like motion detect, right? And that's something that I just started using in my edits. And then somebody came all up in my comments and was like, this and IB, like, and then just started listing off some editors that just, also use motion detect. And then to me, I was like, one, what's an IB? Two, once I figured out whatever they were talking about, I was like, okay. And Like I don't
Right.
like I've never heard of these people before, right? And so I feel like a lot of the times people come in and like they'll see something. Like there's a difference between like Island making a Breaking Bad edit and then the entire community editing Breaking Bad to like somebody finding it effective and using it and like making it their own to like somebody else happening to do the same thing but in a different way. And so it's like a lot of people will see those two things as the exact same, and that's where it's really annoying dealing with people.
I get it. I've actually experienced that too.
What is
It's
that?
like nowadays, and this is exactly why I've
really
like
doesn't.
temporarily disabled my IG account. Nowadays, I'm getting IBs on these like edits that just happen to use like a scene with a paper effect, and they'd be like IB me, even though I know for a fact they probably just saw like one edit, and they would one edit of them, and they just assume I only use paper effects, and like I don't know. I feel like with the effects, right? There's a difference. Like Clyde, I feel like you already said this, but there's a difference between using the effect or using the effect or just how I say this. For example, like Raheem's fine edges, right? There's a difference between just putting fine edges and saying I be Raheem, right? Or using fine edges in the way that Raheem uses. That's my opinion. So I'm saying.
All right. So all right, because
So what that has to do with like gatekeeping.
Yeah, we gotta
Okay.
redirect this.
Okay, yeah.
What I mean by gatekeeping, I mean by like withholding information
Knowledge
from other
and
editors.
Yeah.
Knowledge about stuff from other editors.
That shit.
Yeah.
Okay, honestly, like it kind of relates to tangent, like going off on, but like in terms of gatekeeping stuff, right? For me personally, I stare at my, I'm the one editing it. I see my own edits all the time. I don't want to see my own edits again. You know what I mean? From other people. But at the same time, like you wouldn't be here where you are now if people didn't give out free resources. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like intuitively, I can feel that like, oh, do I really want to like show niggas how to do this effect? Do I want to see VHS one frames everywhere? By the end of the day, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to do that if someone didn't tell me what that was.
That's true.
Right. And so like what I was saying about the whole like IB thing is that it just kind of goes into like the only difference between like I guess gatekeeping and sharing is where the credit goes. To where it's like if you just kind of in good faith tell somebody about something and they go on to like use that thing and not credit you, like it's something you just kind of have to be prepared for. But it's like everyone should be kind of benevolent in that whole thing to where it's like if you get taught something or you learn something that you would have known without somebody, it's like, hey, credit this person for their idea or credit this person for showing it to you. That way it's not gatekeeping as much as it is, hey, we're all like sharing different ideas, and it's like, and just because you learn something doesn't mean you then go on to clone that person. So it's like, yeah, it's how you use what you learn, and then also your willingness to share stuff with people.
Something I really don't like is the culture around IBM, bro. Because like I didn't even know what IBM was until I got to Instagram, right? And like niggas is ferocious, bro. They'll be getting down your throat, bro, about IBM people.
Yes.
It's like calm the fuck down, bro. Like please, like listen. We some people may have found the effect first. I don't even like saying first because the niggas have been using.
It's always been there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like it's like the person popularized it. It's like it's really fucking stupid. We all edit. Everyone is influenced by everyone else all the time. It's not that big of a deal. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to IBs, I am happy it's there because it gives it does give that person credit, but I don't get those people that just like push it so bad. It's like, yo, I need that IB. I need it, bro. Give me the IB, bro. Like I did this. I did this first, bro. And I just can't stand people that like push that upon you and send hate and all that stuff, bro. It's like crazy. But I can kind of get it if it was like a blatant like rip. If it's a blatant rip, then okay, yeah, maybe. All right, go ahead.
Mr. Blatant Rip is just a RM, right? A remake.
Yeah, basically like a remake.
But you know what's... Oh, so let me say something real quick. Yeah. I feel like something that's really good is if, as a bigger creator, so niggas who are like 10K, it's good to IB smaller people. To just give them, some exposure, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel that. And then also it's like, and a lot of the times, a lot of these smaller editors are coming in a lot more creative than a lot of the bigger editors that I see now. So like I made it a point to like start sharing edits from like smaller people, like smaller editors that haven't quite like found their wind yet, you know? Because that's how like I came up as like I kept bothering Hideki about all his different effects and like how did I do this? How did he do this? And eventually, you know, I annoyed that nigga enough to where he started telling me stuff. And then I started making edits good enough to where he started sharing them. And that was a big part of where I first got my first couple hundred followers. It's like people that came from his accounts on mine. It's like, oh hey, this guy's using similar effects and he's doing a pretty cool job. And like if I hadn't had that kind of exposure, then I wouldn't have been like have had the same like count or like whatever it is that I have now. So it's like doing like paying it forward and doing the same thing back.
Yeah. But back to like gatekeeping and stuff. What Sparky was talking about gatekeeping. Honestly, me personally, like I don't really gatekeep stuff. But then at the same time, I don't know. It just bothers me when I see like everyone just run it to the ground. Like I know I like this not a well I don't know, I'm trying to use it as an example, but it's not really gatekeeping. But I just want to say like Travis Scott, because like that's my favorite that's my favorite music artist and stuff, and I just edit him because I like his music and stuff. But then like everybody like running him to the ground, it's like then everybody like associates Travis Scott edits in like a general like, you know what I mean, like
negative light. And I definitely have been there.
Like,
I've definitely been.
Yeah, so I was just using that as like
it's been memed around the community so much.
Yeah, I was just using that as an example, but like
Travis Scott Flickers Fire Force.
Yeah,
yeah, no, it's such a like.
Damn, yeah, guys. I was just using that as an example, but like as an actual example, maybe something like VHS and stuff, like how that was spammed throughout the community, and it's like everybody just stopped, like they started calling edits with it like bad and stuff, and started like getting like annoyed with it. You feel me?
Yeah, so like the most recent wave is like CRT.
Yeah, exactly.
CRT. God.
Yes, bro. So I'm saying,
it's
one
like,
person used it, everybody was like, "I've got to get my CRT."
But see, here's the thing, bro. It's like with the gatekeeping is like I think the just to say something on that. I think the more that we let it kind of run its course, the quicker like it. Because so here's what happened, right? So like with the Travis wave. It lasted for a good long bit, but eventually people started moving on to their own thing, and then the people that really like doing the whole Travis thing for like what it was and like enjoyed the fun out of it, like just kept doing it. It's like the same thing now as like CRT is starting to fade, but like the people who have integrated into their styles are all the more better for it. So it's like the wave runs its course, but eventually like it's all over. Like remember when Brent Fayez was the oh god, sorry, I just got flashbacks.
Dang, that PTSD.
Yeah, actually, I don't have it.
God.
But yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's just like honestly, for me, it's like whenever I see a new wave, it's like this one's just gonna be here for a while. And I just kind of sit back, relax, and delete Instagram for 2 weeks, and then come back. You know, everything's.
Yeah,
100%.
Zay, you wanted to finish your point, right? I'll let you finish your point.
I mean, I think most of what I said was done, but it's like, yeah. Then again, I said at the beginning, like, I'm not a gatekeeper and stuff. Like, if you come to me and ask me for something, I'm gonna tell you. But like, I just don't want to see it spammed by everybody in the future.
Yeah,
that's all it is for real.
So what do you? So how do y'all feel about like not necessarily like effects, but like more like resources? So for example, like Sakura Buru or like other.
I would never gatekeep a resource.
That's so dumb. If you gatekeep a resource, then you're just depriving niggas.
I don't understand gatekeeping. Like, actually, I wouldn't even say some effects, because if you're that determined to find an effect, you will find it. It's not really even like gatekeeping, because I guess. But when everybody uses an effect, it kind of takes away. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, if you're a creative editor, you got to keep going more and more, which you're supposed to be doing. So, like, if you're already like a creative editor and you like improve over and over again, it's not even like a big deal. But like, for example, if your style is based around Herb, and then like you give somebody that effect and they like, I want to say clone you, But like multiple people just start doing what you do, it kind of takes away from like what you are. Cause so now you got to come up with something different, which is not a bad thing, but
You're in
it's just
constant
like
competition.
You know what?
Yeah.
I like it. I like having a feet to my fire, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Because here's the thing:
That is true.
eventually you get to
Until
a point where
Dynasty
you
came
just
around.
cannot be like people can clone their effects, but they can't clone you. You know what I
They can't
mean?
clone you.
Like I got to a point where like I feel like personally I don't have clones, and not because of anything super special that I do, but I know that like a lot of my effect usage isn't centered around the effects; it's centered around the ideas, and those ideas is what people don't really come up with.
Yeah.
And so it's like when someone asks me about an effect, I'm happy to tell it to them because I have not seen anybody effectively like quote unquote clone me. It's like because I feel like, and that makes me feel good because it's like okay, I'm still keeping it fresh like all throughout all
until
this
you meet
time.
Dynasty.
Alright,
well,
so
for-
kind of going off of that, how do y'all feel about like clones?
Okay. Me, yeah.
Oh,
No, listen. I want to say something.
Go first.
Clones, yeah. So I didn't know what a clone was until I got to Instagram as well. That's something that is crazy because like me, yeah. I think I had like 500 subs on YouTube over the course of like 4 years. So I wasn't really like popular. Then I see all these like edits, like, and I'm getting tired of all of this. I'm like, wow, this is really flattering. Like, it's actually it's surreal that someone would like appreciate your edit so much that they want to like recreate, right? But at the same time, fuck, I do not want to see like 50 like worse versions of my edit over and over and over again, bro. And at the same time, I think on YouTube, niggas will not let that shit slide, bro. And like, you'll see people clone someone, and like, for that one, it devalues that whole like. In my personal opinion, it devalues the whole style. And two, that person, unless they're new, they're gonna stagnate. If you clone someone, if you keep on cloning someone, you're not the person, innovating. You're not the person bringing new ideas. You're not the person finding new effects. You're just like a subsection of someone else. You know what I mean? You're not your own person. And like, if someone's a clone, like they can make edits that are enjoyable, but like, not to sound corny, in the great editing canon, they're gonna be forgotten. Like you're that nigga junior. You know what I mean? So that's why that's what I feel about clones, bro. Like be your own person, bro.
Me personally, I don't have something against clones if you're using it to just find your own style, because I know that there's some people starting off and they're taking inspiration from people who don't really know what they want to do yet. They can use cloning to find their own style, use it as a way to improve. But if you keep doing it and like repeating that over and over is where I see the issue. Because if you're just using it as a way to improve, there's really nothing wrong with it. Honestly, that's how I feel.
Like if you clone, cool, but if that's your end goal to be like somebody, there's an issue there somewhere.
No, that's scary. I don't care. Facts.
I feel like you can, like, there are people out of mind, the people that want to make edits like now, right? But I think something you gotta do is that you gotta know what you want to edit for. You know what I mean? Like if you clone, you're not editing. I don't know, just from it devalues everything you do. To be honest, if you if you're a big editor and you clone,
yeah,
I feel like it just like runs into what I said with gatekeeping. It's just like I don't like cloning because it just runs stuff dry, bro. Like once you see it so much, it's just, and then everybody, back to generalizing stuff into one category and stuff. It just runs it down. I don't know.
And I think a big part of that, right, has been that the editing community likes to sit on like 1, 2, 3 styles, and then not even styles, 3 like subsets of a style, and then just kind of run that into the ground. Whereas more creative editors generally, as far as I've seen, have smaller audiences, but they're doing cooler stuff. Like I've seen so many, like the reason I follow like 400 some people is because like all these people do cool shit, but none of it gets recognized. And so it's like, but then those people are then encouraged to fit more to the whole mainstream stuff in order to get views, in order to get their, build a following, build all that. And so it's like, while we're all sitting here like, yeah, don't clone, and like don't clone, and but there's always going to be that subset that like the majority of the animating communities, like they're starting out and they are cloning because they're trying to find out, okay, how do I scale? How do I use this effect right? You know, and so it's just like encouraging more creative stuff. And so personally, for me, it's like if you know that you're an editor that's popular and you know you're gonna spawn some clones, you might as well just be creative as hell so you can push people to clone at the highest level, if that makes sense.
Throw down, like what we do down.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, that's just.
Yeah, because I feel like I don't know. My opinion for the cloning shit is I would say this because I feel like there was a point where I believe when we started editing, we were trying to copy a specific style and stuff. But I would say for the cloning thing is like I don't have any clones that I know of, right? But I would just say, I mean, I don't think I have any clones. Like, bro, like, well, I have like 2,000 followers. Who the fuck knows me, man? Nobody knows me, which is fine for me, right? Because my audience is full of niggas that just like what I do. Because I feel like if for cloning, it's like this. If you try to clone me, right? To be honest, I don't have a problem. Just do it well. That's my problem. That's just me.
Interesting.
Do it well. If you're gonna clone me, do it well. Because if it's not, at this point, it's just an insult. You know what I'm saying?
That's
tough.
That's tough.
Insult.
Hey, I mean, I get you though. You know what I'm saying? I get you.
If you're gonna clone me, do it well at least, bro. Because it's like this, right? It's like if a racist person came up to me and called me black, I'm like, bro.
What?
At least call me a better slur.
We live. Calm down.
I'm saying,
Anyway.
Yeah.
Let me just finish my point so y'all understand. Because it's like this. If you're gonna be racist to me and then you just say generic slurs, like, bro, you're not even trying at this point.
I mean, I kind of
he's like seriously that N-word in 2021. Come on, dude.
No, for real. Better. Call me a melon.
No, because listen. Black people have been innovative. We got Mayo Monkey. We got. Like, listen.
Don't even go on.
Relax.
We all live.
Okay. My opinion on cloning. All right. So the thing about this is I don't really care if anybody clones me because when I see someone clone me and I see like a worse edit than me, I think it's cute. In my opinion, it's like, damn. I'm like, oh look, hey, bro. I'm like, he tried. It was like it's cool looking at my style on a lower level. You know what I'm saying?
No, better just say an uglier version, like.
Okay, it's not uglier. It's just then it's not as good.
It's like. Yeah, it's just not as good, and I think that's like kind of like it's kind of cool from our like perspective because I'm like watching my own edit if I was like dumb like back then, like if I was like if I was worse.
What?
This one is on the highest
different point of view of my edit, and I like to see that.
That's malicious in time, bro.
That was
absolutely
yes.
That man's got his hands.
Okay.
Oh my
So
God.
my opinion on cloning, like basically, I kind of go by this rule: like, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. So whenever I see someone clone me,
I mean, they like your shit.
Yeah, I'm just like, dang, that's kind of cool. Like, I don't like. Okay, before when I was younger, I used to get extremely like irritated because I felt like I couldn't have, like, I felt like I tried to do something new. And it's a bunch of people start doing it, and then I felt like now I have to try even harder to do something like different, so because then they're gonna run it to the ground, like they said earlier. Then I try, So it was like a constant like struggle. It felt like, but like recently, like up to a couple months ago, I kind of like got over that phase and started to appreciate when people try to, I guess, copy me or take aspects from me.
Yeah, because like Sam, actually, I kind of the thing is, right, I feel like you feel that way now, but once you get your clones, when you get like a good amount, you be like, all right, stop.
Well, it was like that before. It was a bunch. It was like that before. I mean, they all stopped editing, but
And here's the thing: like a big part of that is like building a follower base that will credit you if they use something that you use. Like, I feel like a lot of my followers are just super like nice people. Like, I get a bunch of tags all the times, and it doesn't bother me because like I like them. You know what I mean? Like whenever like I'll use an effect or something, and then it'll be like a passing thought to me, but somebody else will have seen that and been like, I want to build a whole edit around this thing that you did, and then they'll do it better than I did, and I'm like, that's dope, like I love that. And then so they'll tag me in that, and I'll share it, and I'll see it, and I'll be like, that's amazing. So it's like the cloning thing is more just to how you treat your quote unquote clones. Like if you encourage people to clone you because you think there could be more stuff built out of it, then it's like it becomes less of a hated on thing. Yeah, I don't know.
For me, funny you say that. For me, like the thing is, I don't even see them as clones, because I get a lot of now I get a lot of IBs, a lot of tags, right? And it's like the edits I see, they'll take the VHS one framers, the types of scene selections, etc., and they'll do it, and it's amazing. It's really, really enjoyable. Like I really like watching some of these edits, right? I think there was one that's recently like a recent erased edit.
Huh?
The erased edit. I was like,
that shit was so good.
I don't even like it. It feels disrespectful to call him a clone considering how good that edit was. So when I think of the word clone, I think of someone that is like cheaply it's like, damn. Let me just cut that nigga style real quick, no one's gonna notice,
Literally you, but worse.
Yeah, it's just like it's when you watch an edit as you, it's uninspired. Like it's not that they've taken elements, it's that they've, not to bring up that old meme, but like they, one for one, bar for bar. Like literally, your edit is like, like what the fuck is that? Like,
Okay, so I'm gonna go off. This question is gonna be kind of different from all I've been asking. So, how do you think? So, what do you guys think about what do you look for in different styles? Like, what do you look for in flow compared to like MoGraph, compared to like?
I wasn't expecting that.
Flow for me, I started to stray away from watching a lot of flow edits because a lot of them are similar. All right, but what I see and I look for in a flow edit is something that gets you like hype. You know what I'm saying? Like if you feeling that edit, bro, and you turn it up to that edit, then he's doing his job. There you go. That's what it is.
I think that's the only thing I can see in a flow edit. It's just hype.
I think at this point, flow is well established. Like everybody knows what to expect from a flow edit. Everybody knows what to expect from if you use a certain artist in the edit. It's like okay,
the oldest styles of like editing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like whenever I look at one, the links aren't even as interesting to me anymore, unless it's like a new link that I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
But what I look for to flow edit now is like, okay, what part of your flow is different than the 90 other ones I've seen to this exact same scene, to this exact same song today. So it's like I don't. Like for me, it's like whenever you get people like I'm trying to figure out somebody I can like shout out, but like Tyric.ap, that man has done a bunch of new stuff that I thought was really cool. And then recently I forgot his name, but it started with an F. And he just like he's like got this new style of flow where he's mixed in that like meta era style where it's the hard opacity fades, mixed that in with like really cool positioning. And I was like, oh, like the one that Sam posted on his story. I'm like, that's dope, like that's new. And so it's like just looking for the new little aspects of an established style.
In the complete opposite direction. Soft/storytelling edits. Something that's really important is one scene selection. I think that's the utmost important thing. Some people call it vibe as well. If you gonna vibe to edit, one, the anime should not look ugly, bro. I don't think you can make a story edit with a bumfuck ugly anime. And two, like the scenes, your edit should look good without any effects. That's in my opinion. If you make a story, etc., and it doesn't look good without effects, you like failed the first hurdle. Also, I see a lot of people, they'll make edits like that, but they don't have like the vision. They haven't thought of an idea to make it cohesive, to bring it together. There's no like through line. They've just put random clips down of people crying or etc., and like they think it looks good. It doesn't. You need like something. You need to have something you want to convey, an emotion you want to express, or it's just gonna look. You can tell it's vapid. You can tell it's shit. That's my opinion. A lot of my clones. Right? That's why I don't like them.
Yeah, that's a hard.
Here's the thing. Specific. Oh, just a real quick tidbit for storytelling. For people who do storytelling edits, watch movies more, please. Dear God, it'll help so much with your scene selection.
The niggas, bro. I swear to God, if you have not seen the fucking anime, don't edit in that style, bro. That's the one. That's the
Jesus Christ, because the scenes don't be making no fucking sense. Like they
No,
just be
literally.
anything.
And like, and even if you don't watch anime, watch movies, because like it's the same pacing. It's like just use the brain cells, just spark them together, get something nice going. You know. Anyway.
Yeah, I feel like for Flow, because I've seen Flow from the YouTube side and from the IG side or the Vine side. Y'all need one. For me, right? If it's like because like my boy Curve, right? I've known this nigga since like 2017.
Who?
His Flow, Curve.vfx. If you want to check it out.
Oh yeah.
His flow, right? Like, let me tell you something. When he started, right, this dude, his flow is generic as hell. But if you see what he does now, right,
Yeah,
in my
I
opinion,
love
he's
this
one of the best YouTube flow editors right now, currently. Like his for flow specifically. When I look at flow, I need to see new scene links, right? And then, for example, right, I see for some of these flow niggas, they don't even watch the anime. Then they just put random ass scene selects. I mean, it fits with the music, but then I'm like, wait. Why did you scene link that same shit with this shit? It doesn't make sense. So when I look for flaw, like okay, if I'm just passing by and scroll up on IG, I'll be like scene links. But if I'm looking at my computer, right, I'm like, all right, let me look at this flow, and I see like some intricate details you put in. Zay does that shit, right? You put in some like intricate details in that shit. I'm like, I appreciate it more because you thought of what you were trying to do. So I would say flow for me always has to, like, execution is still important, right? But for me, creativity is most important flow, especially nowadays. That's just me.
So going off of that, do you think it's vital to combine flow with a different style like MoGraph or typography?
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, you can.
I want to disagree.
Like,
Okay, go for it.
No, Zay, you go, bro. You speak.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like mixing styles is cool, but like someone like you said, flow mixing with MoGraph, like I feel like Colin does that well, and it's really nice mixing stuff together like that.
I don't think it's vital, but I do think it's the natural next step. Like, because at this point, we got like flow is well established. No one is confused about what flow is or how it works, right? But what isn't well established is just really good execution of those ideas with other stuff. Like right now, all we got is like a flow edit with just random chunks of particular in there, or random chunks of MoGraph in there, or random, whatever the style is that people are trying to, mix in. But it's like I've seen very few people like make it just seem effortless. And that's the kind of stuff from like, oh, like that's what I want to be like that. That's what I want to do. Like, yeah, like people like Cotton is super inspirational and then all that, because it's just like, yeah, he's a MoGraph editor. I mean, yeah, he's a flow editor, but really that man is an artist. Like his compositing is but like actually though, like you can tell he is like a literal artist. Like his compositing is amazing. His like these use of shapes is like amazing. It's like he doesn't just put shapes on a page and then like, oh, look at this cool circle explosion. Like you can tell that like he's coming from a place of like, I want to use my art in this cool ass random ass anime edit. And so it's like more of that. The more of that, like mixing the styles is what would be interesting for me to see.
Now, I wanted to go back to what Kiyosha said earlier. Like, if you're watching edits from other styles and stuff, taking elements from those edits and putting it into your own. Maybe you're a flow editor. You want to take something. I'm gonna just throw it out there. Maybe like a soft editor, right? You might want to take some elements from their edits and be like, okay, that looks fire. And I'm like, I have an idea in my head where I want to use this in a flow edit. And I think that, yeah, that is the future of editing and evolving what flow is as a whole. I think that's
editing got a future, but that's just
editing definitely got it.
I don't
editing in general, like specifically anime editing, the way the community is going.
What do you mean by that?
Like there's I just want to see more new stuff. That's it. That's
what I'm gonna say. That's a very hot take from a nigga that's only been here for a year, bro.
I'm saying you just.
I've been watching it for 3 years. No, listen. I've been lurking for 3.
No, fam. Listen. This has been going on for like almost 3 decades, bro. You've been here for 4 years, bro. You need to.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, but
Yeah,
anime
what I'm
editing,
saying
I
is,
think
like,
it's
I
always
like
gonna go up, bro. Because
right.
new
No,
people
okay.
are always on the wave,
That's true.
and
Cause like,
there
no,
new
cause like,
people are
look, like,
always coming up and like, oh, I want to edit.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
Let me
saying?
clarify. Let me clarify what I meant by that,
yeah,
because I know that just seems kind of like a random left field take. But my opinion on that is based in just what I've seen over the course of the 3 years. It's like not that people aren't creative and come up with new ideas all the time. Like even now, I'm seeing new stuff that I hadn't seen, 6 months ago. So it's like what I think is that we are stuck in that same, like, how do I explain this? Like, say if you have like a bubble, and that bubble is your like style, right? And there's just a group of bubbles. Like Instagram editing is stuck in a group of bubbles. Like we kind of bounce back and forth between the same like 8 general ideas. Because then you go on like YouTube and you see like some like for me, like I didn't even take YouTube inspiration from YouTube, Instagram or YouTube anime editors. Saw like YouTube COD editors doing stuff. I was like, what? Like this is just a game that I played like for in my like growing up, and it's like y'all are making like legitimate art with this. Like it's not even editing at this point. Like this is straight up art. And so it's like I'm just like, what I mean by that is like, unless we bring those kinds of like not even new ideas, but just fresh concepts that catch on, that like it would stagnate to the point of like you've already seen it. It's like a lot of your favorite editors have quit. A lot of your favorite, yeah.
I something I really want to say is that because I saw
I'll
new
go
edit
after you,
code.
Denver.
I saw new edit
Something
code.
too.
So
Go
basically,
for it.
things with editing code is that the reason that there's so much more creativity is because like the barrier of entry is so much higher. Like for editing code, things with
Yeah.
anime is that it's really accessible to people who don't necessarily care that much. Whereas with code, I'd say the average time investment is almost double, right? And like you will see like, and there's and generally the attitude of the community is way, 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 way different. Like, I think Fortnite in particular is its own thing. It has very low shit standards, but generally, COD, CS:GO is that stuff like, man, I don't really want to drag the scene up to me, but like that's the
But
thing
yeah,
I
like
think
the
of.
defaults, right? Yeah.
Stuff like that, you would get laughed out the fucking room. The way, like, listen, no one is taking that seriously. Like, it was like a shock when I saw stuff like that. So, like, as
But
someone
then
I started as COD and seeing that, like, I think it's just a general shift in attitude can really like, alleviate that problem.
But then here's the thing, right? It's like me personally, like yes, I just like brought up that whole thing, but like my personal opinion is I'm not super complaining about that, because whenever people go into COD, it's like there's a lot more, obviously, like there's higher standards, but then the thing with like the cooler thing with lower standards in the animating community is like people do it for fun. Like I started doing it for fun, not like because I wanted high standard. It wasn't until I found out about groups existing that I was like, oh, maybe I should care about what other people think about my edits, which had its pros and cons, but ultimately it made me better at doing certain things. But then it's like, okay, the amount of people that join this editing community just to edit anime because they saw some really cool Suicide Boys edit on YouTube, you know what I mean? Like I'm happy about that, because that's new people coming in, and there's new people that might eventually come up with new ideas.
Yeah,
So it's like the low standard of entry. I'm not upset about.
You say that, yeah, but like, if you look at like, if you know an anime editor and they also watch COD editors, their favorite edits are going to be filled with COD, because those are the niggas doing new stuff. Those are the niggas pushing the envelope. In fact, I don't even want to get into it too much now, but a lot of like what we do now is downstream from niggas that edit Call of Duty. They paved the way. So I don't really like.
That is true.
I think that really and truly we should take in their footsteps. And it's unfortunate the way it is now.
Yeah,
But I
we
think
can
it's
have a whole
dying.
conversation about this, but like,
Yeah.
because I'd like to talk to you about some stuff about that, just because, like, me personally, like, I've seen some really dope cut edits. My favorite edits are still anime edits, because that's the medium I'm familiar with. But like, yeah, I see what you mean. It's like taking those leads and being like, hey, let me do this new thing. But then also, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna stop before I start talking.
Ooh,
Okay,
I got a question actually.
hold on. I'll make my point real quick.
Go ahead.
So, kind of going off of what you're saying, Neff, and the future animating. I think when kind of going back to an earlier question about stagnation, I think what happens is when you're editing, like when you're coming, like why new editors come in, why new editors come in, they have a lot of these different and new ideas. Is because one, when you edit for a certain long amount of time, or you just do something for a certain amount of time, you get used to it, and you get put into kind of like a box, and so like because it's like a routine, and it's not really like it doesn't breed like creativity, I guess. If it doesn't breed like new ideas as much as someone who comes in who has a totally different perspective, who hasn't like been here for a while does. So what we've done in the course of these years is that, let's say we start at this level, right? We start like level 1, right? Everyone, like the top editors, you come into the community, you seen these people at level 1. So that's their, pretty much that's what new editors see, is like they're seeing that's the best they can go. So what's been happening the last couple of years, we keep every year just a new bar, a new standard. So let's say now we're at like level 5. Editing people come in is level 5 now. When they get and those new editors that come in like a year or two, they get to that level, and it just keeps going up and up. And I think and that, along with the creativity, is what, like, I think that's what breeds like a lot of, like, that's why I think a lot of new editors come in, they get really good.
Yeah, I like.
You're saying,
To
like,
add to that, sorry, to add to that, yeah. Like, I want to take Claude for example. Claude has been here. Not to hop on this nigga again. Claude's been here for a year, and he is like,
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
like, you know what I mean?
That
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's literally been a year.
no, I don't know what you mean. Hold on.
Listen, I know that after a year, I was still shit. You know what I mean? Like, so like, it is crazy. It's crazy.
Okay.
Like after a year, you're way above average, bro.
Yeah.
I thought y'all were about to start
actually,
shitting on me. I was scared.
not even that.
I could if you want me to.
No,
I think that Claude is gonna be like. I feel like from our perspective, people like Claude is gonna be like the norm now. That like niggas coming up now, they're gonna come up real fast because they have all these resources, etc., etc. So I think the bar for editing is just gonna constantly rise.
It's
like no.
So
like,
are you saying it's like? Are you saying it's like falling on to like the shoulders of the me editors
Yes,
to like set the bar for the next people?
Correct.
You know
Got
what?
you. So it's like the because I feel like I joined at a time where it was like just coming out of the, if you could call it like a golden age, you know, like all these new styles coming up, like me, like coming in at like just kind of the end chunk of that. So I got a lot of like the perspective, and then I also got like, I feel like I joined at just a really nice time because there was like all the cracks and like all of the anything, like all the resources were available to me that weren't available to people, you know, 3, 4, 5 years ago. And so it's like now people are coming in where it's like, okay, they don't get that same new exposure to different stuff anymore, but they do have all the resources. So now they kind of have to create that age again if we want it to keep going like that.
Actually, I want to add to something Claude said about he feels like the community is stagnant. I don't know. Like I've been MIA for like 2 months, I guess, in the community on IG and shit. But I would be honest, like looking back, if I want to go back all the way to like 2000 and like when I started watching them shits on Daily Motion and YouTube, I would low key, I would kind of disagree. And here's why I say this shit, right? I mean, when you entered, right, this was like your first experience of watching, you know, anime music videos or whatever in the community, right? But like, in fact, I can even go back to when I started, like in 2016, 2015, I don't know. When I started, right, I was a YouTube editor, right? But then I was looking up to these YouTube artists, right? At that time, 3D Cam and 3D Text was like the heightened bar. So I was looking up to, at that time, right? So I was looking up to niggas in Destination Evolution Studios. I don't know if they're still on YouTube. Broken Soul Studios, Vilify.
Indonesia.
Yeah, all those people, right?
For real.
So, because in that community, right, Raheem, I would actually say, in my opinion, how I experienced it. Those type of people, that it was hard to get in that community, almost like it was hard to get in the car community. Because when I started, I was ass, and when they saw my shit, they immediately. I messaged one of the leaders for the studios. They blocked me on YouTube. Oh my. They blocked me. They're like, "This is trash. Never talk to me again." Right? It was that type of shit. Right? Then when it was that type of shit. Cause then when I knew the high standard for YouTube, right, which was flow editing with good 3D cam and some 3D text, right? Which today, right? You can have some good 3D cam and shit, but is it way you implement it, whatever. So when I integrated to like IG and stuff, right? In my opinion, 2018, whatever. Jug editors, right? Nowadays we see Jug edits as fucking boring as shit. You know, the lowest bar you can reach. But at that time, when I was there, Jug editing was like the most creative shit I thought. Because like you have to remember my brain. The only type of editing I knew was flow editing. Look, like to be honest, when I saw because like I knew candy editing, right, where they made like pink text or whatever. I thought that was whatever, but then I saw people were using Twixtor. I was like, wait, you can slow down the anime clip? You know what I'm saying? I never knew you could even do that, right? So you saw people slowing the anime clips. I was like, okay. I see Jug editing. I'm like, okay, this is insane, right? Then for animating, I saw MoGraph editors. I'm seeing so I'm like, wait, hold up. You're telling me I can implement shapes into the anime scene? That's insane, right? So, but now, right? As I'm saying now, I would low key disagree when you say you feel like the community's stagnant, and here's why. So I've judged a lot of tournaments this fucking year, right? I've seen a lot of fucking like highbrow edits. What I've noticed is I would say the community, right, has now switched. I would say most people in this community are now trying to be way more creative than they ever were back in 2016, back in 2015, or even I would say hot take back in 2018. Right, because I've seen this shit, right, and every year niggas were editing the same people. No, don't get me wrong. There's still people that edit the same generic edits, but I feel like as a community, people now there's a conscience within the community that people now have noticed that I can't just make a generic edit, right? If I want to, go up, I'm gonna have to do something different. Now, here's the thing: most of these new editors, what I've noticed is, and here's the problem. They don't know the basics, then they do something creative and it looks weird, right? Have y'all been noticing that?
Like people like trying new stuff and then it looks bad.
Because the problem is they don't know the basics.
Right.
So that basic stuff when they were telling you, know the basics. But I feel like this community as a whole has become more creative, right? Like for example, what Pac is doing, right? His storytelling edits, or what Raheem's doing. I feel like it was way more. It's way now more creative as a conscience than it ever was back in 2018 or 2017. That's just me.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you on that.
So kind of not run off of anything, but I wanted to ask Zay, Iggy, or just anyone else who hasn't really been talking. So like, and you too, Jay. Don't be laughing like that, nigga.
So, man, when did you talk? Anyway, go ahead.
Bitch, I did. Right. The fuck down, bitch.
Right in the beginning.
So talking to Iggy, Zay, and people I've been talking, like, how has editing really? So how have the people you met during your editing journey affected your life?
I'll go real quick. Basically, for me, people I've met, I don't know. I guess it changed my life. I hang around these dudes so much. I've even met up with some of them in real life and stuff. And I don't know. It's just cool that I met people through the community, through editing and stuff. I never thought there was an editing community and stuff when I started making my Naruto edits and posting on my page. I didn't think I was gonna end up finding other people who, do the whole thing in the community and stuff. So it was a cool experience for me.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, not to copy Zay, but it literally changed my life. It's actually fucking ridiculous. The people that I met here, they're probably closer to me than somewhere else. It's actually ridiculous.
Word.
I literally talk to these people fucking almost 9 hours every single day.
Word.
You know, that's just how it be.
Sorry, I know I've been talking a lot, but this is something I really feel passionate about. Y'all, everyone, like, just the general gist that I got from this community is like, it's just anime. Like, the amount of times I've heard it's just anime editing has been like hilarious to me, because I believed that, until I sat back and I'm like, what has gone on? So let me tell y'all just three tiny little clips. One, I have met two of my closest friends because of this whole thing, and one of them I had already known, and we weren't that close until I was watching an edit in front of him, and he was like, "Is that an anime edit?" And I was like, "What? What?" Like I didn't know this nigga even watched anime to begin with, and he was just like, "Is that an anime edit?" And he heard some, I think it was some like Zay's edit. It was some Travis Scott something. Anyway, but when he was like, "Is that an anime edit?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he was just like, "Yo, that's dope. You watch anime edits?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah, I do edit." He's like, "Oh, what's your page?" And then he's like, "Oh, like, yeah, I'm a Claude Test." And he's like, "I follow you." And I'm like, "Yeah."
Wait,
That's fire, bro. That's actually
That's
fire.
the full circle.
That's hard.
And then he was like, no, you're not. And I like showed him my page, and he's like, yo. Anyway, and now we're like really close friends, like IRLs. And on top of that, I've met some of my closest friends that are in the anime editing community that I'm gonna meet at some point. And then on just the friendship part. So there's two of those. And the last thing I want to say about that is that I currently have a job where I get paid $20 an hour plus bonuses to edit. I literally am making a living because I started anime editing. Like y'all, like it's not just anime editing. It is the skill that you learn to use the Adobe Creative Cloud that nobody else knows how to do because they didn't try it. Like you have a skill, an ability that nobody else has that is so like powerful, because everyone needs like a really solid graphic designer, really solid editor, and the bar for that for you is low. Like, I've never had to do something that I didn't already know how to do, and this is in the professional realm. Like y'all don't know that like you are already at a place where you could apply for a job and be above like 99% of people who are applying for that same job. So like it really is not just anime editing. I'm literally able to support myself right now because I started editing.
That's crazy.
Damn.
That's inspirational.
Yeah, I have something to say. So you niggas talking about friendship and magic and all that shit, bro. Bro, honestly, if I'm being candid here, so me, I ain't really no one really. I ain't speak to no one for a while, and I was pretty anti, I can't lie still. And then like, from my experience, I want to. Obviously, they're really great people. Like Claudia said, they're really nice people. And there's, in fact, and people in my real life, they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, the anime, that's it. I watch AMVs, blah 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 blah. I follow you, all of that. Nice AMV, shit like that." But like at the same time, bro, niggas fucking suck, bro. Some people are. So I've met the most bigoted, malicious, obnoxious, conceited people ever.
I mean, listen. For you to be able to meet people that are amazing, you also gotta weed through all the
Yeah, but the thing is, right, we didn't have to bring up the P word, but that's great to get into. It is, it's great. It really is great. Like you guys said, it's great. Like you can meet new people, etc., etc. It is surreal. The amount of stuff, like it's. I still don't believe it when there's stuff that happens, bro. So like, while it is great, you gotta put into perspective. Some of these niggas are despicable. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Why does it only feel like it's usually in this part of the community too? Why does it feel like that, bro? Like in the anime editing community, it feels like there's a lot more of that online, bro.
I don't know. I don't think it's any. I think it's the anime.
That's a good point.
Well, it's not.
That's actually a good point.
To answer the question, right? Because I don't think it is specifically the anime editing community. I think it's specifically any community to where there is a solid mix of people that are severely under 18 and severely over 18. So, for example, the Smash community is very similar, if not worse, because of the amount of people that play Smash that are 10. And the amount of people that play Smash that are 30, it's the same. It's the same thing.
I want to wait. I really want to interject. Something about that is that
I do too.
Go ahead, bro.
Okay, so I don't know. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily do it on the Smash community because, like, compared to the Smash community, because I think when you sell like 10-year-olds and stuff, I think the problem with the Smash community, it derives from the low security and like the barrier to like young people talking to the grown people, young people talking to grown people, which is also here in editing as well. But I think it's worse because it's IRL. Like when you go into tournaments and stuff, you have to lodge, and a lot of times you have to lodge with people that you don't really know. You gotta get toes and stuff. So that's a whole totally different thing. But I understand your point. You can go.
All right, something that is really something that I think makes the editing community unique is that no one here is like. There's some people that are famous, right? No one here is really famous. There's no there's not necessarily like a monetary incentive to cover up for people. However, we see that there's a very prominent culture of people that will make excuses, cover up, don't care. Like, and it's not to necessarily drag everyone that's ever spoken to someone like that. But I feel like it's sort of this like passive like acceptiveness, of like of all the shit that's gone on that really irks me. Is that like in any other community, someone there's not someone that has been exposed for what someone, I'm not gonna name their name, but like what someone's been exposed for, that can have that following. You know what I mean? You can't be a prominent member of a community and have done something like that in other communities. You know what I mean? That's the real big problem that I have admitted. But that's just my irk.
I think the problem with the editing community on that behalf, I think, like when you come to the community, it's so easy to talk to people. Like it's really, really easy to like join a group and have just a group of friends. And I think that low barrier to get in touch with people is kind of what like allows this like situations like these to happen. And I also have to add that like 18, 19 years community is considered like you're an old man. And that just goes to show you how really young this community is. So just because of that lack of maturity, like that lack of, like when you're a kid, like and something bad happens, you kind of just run away from it. You don't really know what to do. Like someone is usually, like you have a parental guardian to come in and be like, step and say, all right, this is what you gotta do, da 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 da. You got someone like that like regulates that. But the community we don't have that. We don't have like.
And it's funny because like when you think about it, a lot of the people's like the highest held up editors are older because they started younger.
When they were young.
Like like Island is what, like mid-20s now, and it's like there's nothing wrong with that because that man stays in his lane as far as his life, like separating that from his editing thing. But it's like that is the key right there, is the separation of your personal life.
Exactly.
Like what like you just gotta have brain cells. Like you cannot be like 20 to like upper 20s and then be trying to get romantic with somebody in the anime editing community, or like even leaving yourself open to that. Like me, I just turned 20. Like that's insane to me because I feel the same since I've been 18. But it's like there's no controversy surrounding me, and there's no controversy surrounding most people or everyone in this chat because we're not stupid.
You're 20?
Like, yeah. I know y'all. I know you thought I was like 28, like with a wife and kids.
Okay.
I thought you were 30.
Okay. All right.
No,
I past that point.
But yeah. Anyway, the whole thing is just do your shit. Be smart.
Just kind of I want to let because Apollo hasn't really said anything. Then Dre wants to, and Dre and like and Cammy and stuff. I want y'all to like get.
Just don't push me out there.
You know what's funny? Yeah, Dre has probably like the most unique perspective of anyone on this panel, but has not said anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want everyone to talk because I know.
Come on, Dre.
You be spitting sometimes, Dre, bro. You be spitting.
Don't be shy, Dre. Come on.
Oh hell no.
Everyone has really different.
You can go back on mute.
That's why I asked everyone here. Like I know everyone has really combating perspectives. That's why I asked here. It's just like just talk. Like you don't even be scared to interject, bro. Just talk. Like we're all, we're not.
Yeah, I'm a bulldoze you bitches next time y'all fucking talk.
All right, bro.
Oh my.
Forgot where we left off. Not gonna lie.
He not paying attention, bro. He
Next
not paying
question.
attention.
Next question.
So
Get him out of here, bro.
I would ask.
No, wait. I got a question.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. So earlier, Tansy was talking about how the bar was high back then, and like it was like 3D camera and element and like 3D faxes and stuff. So what would you guys say is like the bar now, in this time of age?
Okay, so like,
Yeah, that's about it.
Blender.
Blender, 3D
Blender?
stuff. People, oh, and manga animation. I swear, you see somebody.
Yeah, I was just about to say manga.
I was gonna say.
They must
But
credit-
manga editing been the bomb.
Yeah.
Wait.
I mean, recently I feel like people like Javo and like Cotton who started doing manga and started making it popular, it's like kind of setting the standard for that, in my opinion. Before it was like a crazy thing to do, but it wasn't as popularized, so you couldn't really say it was like a standard because no one was really doing it before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, I had a conversation about this before. Funnily enough, that Cammy brought this up. I said to Sparky that in like 3 years, everyone will be making edits like Cammy, bro. That's what I
He
think.
said that word for word. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I was like, cause like your style is sort of like, in my opinion, is like a mixture of like a lot of different things. I feel like that would just be the general bar. Like you have to be able to have good camera movement. You have to be able to good text, good effect usage. You have to be able to do shake. Like that is that would be like the standard, you know. Like if you can't do that, you're like people consider you mid.
It's like a combined.
I don't know if that would be the
everything.
standard. I think that would be like the higher tier still, because I mean, like, while I would like to think that that would be the standard, but that also means that like people would need to be pushed to put in the effort to get results like that.
No, but
I think stuff like people, like everyone in this chat, like I think everyone here will remain higher standard editors because we just have like I'm looking at the names, like everyone's very creative, so it's like you have to put in that work,
you
and
say
like a
that,
lot of
yeah.
people aren't.
But at the same time, yeah, I think back to a mid edit from 2017, and like it is completely different, you know, compared to something now. So that's what I mean. Like in 2017, like the stuff that we're doing now is infeasible for that to be like the baseline, you know. So I feel like in the future it'll continue with the same trend.
Okay. All right. Let me ask Apollo. Here's a kind of more personalized question for you. But so I know a lot of people are starting out, and you pretty much got the most clout here, and you've improved, like you've dramatically improved constantly, well not constantly, like recently. So how would you describe like your editing journey? Like
Bullying helps.
From like, because I know you've been editing for a long time. So
yeah,
how would you describe it? Like you can go through just like from when you started to like now, like how you kept up on improvement. And
Yeah. So like my first 3 years, you know, actually my first year, phone, garbage. Then I moved to SVP for a year, garbage. Then 2 more years I was on AE. I, as you guys know, I wasn't really that great or anything, but I started getting a little bit of clout. You know, I made a group with you. Got some more good editors around me, which is like critical to improving, in my opinion. You have to surround yourself with like good editors as well. So you know, I did that. I slowly started to improve, and I didn't really, to me, in my opinion, I didn't really start improving till I moved to Discord or started getting on Discord more and joining these servers, because like the very first server like that I was active in was the YSL server when it was active and all that, and I swear like that server like greatly shot up my improvement. Like, you know, they in these servers that have resources, you can get offs and everything. So I went there, and also these people there, like I didn't think I was bad until people started telling me straight up to my face that I was bad. And like, you don't literally on Instagram, they don't really be talking to you, telling you straight up, like they'll just be
They'd be like, "Yo, this fire, bro!" Like,
but on Discord it's like, yeah, you
fire
can
emoji.
Yeah.
It's a completely different approach on Discord. Like they'll tell you straight up to your face, even if you don't want to hear it. like Meta. I'm sure y'all know Meta.
Oh God! Oh God!
I
No
swear.
more.
The
That
first
man will
time-
be in the chat. You're shit, man. You're shit. You're actually shit.
You're shit. You're terrible. Cap Kaji.
Everybody
Cap
here
Kaji.
got at least like a few words from Meta about your edit.
Yeah.
Nah, that'd be funny though.
Funny, bro.
the very first experience I had with him, I sent a fake flow edit to Travis Scott, and he literally just came in telling me that my flow is garbage, this and that, this and that. I got the very first interaction with him. It was an argument, but I took his criticism, and I was like, I wanted to prove him wrong, right? So I started working on it, and it didn't happen magically, but I kept working on improving my flow. I got options of people in this Discord, working on everything, trying to improve. And just from there, I started improving. You started making better edits, getting more mutuals, all that. And it just, I'm still going. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not the best yet, but I think that I've gotten a lot better since when I first started, due to this community and all that.
Funny thing about that is that for me at least, for like the first 2 years, I didn't talk to no one. I was on my own, except from except from Aaron, Aunt Aaron, and like he didn't take editing as serious as me. So I was the only person like trying to improve and stuff like that, right? And honestly, having joined like the wider community, I kind of like there's like pros and cons because like while I will learn more stuff from people, at the same time I feel like my individual style is diluted, and I feel sometimes if someone who's been here from the beginning, they've like joined like a big editing team server, they also from the get go, right? I feel like you should take like maybe a couple months, away from Discord, and see what happens to your edits. Like, if you don't watch other people edit, because I wasn't like watching other edits. If you don't watch other edits, I feel like you will have a new perspective on like what you're doing,
Adding on to what this man said, Raheem said. I mean, nowadays, like to be honest, I don't watch anime edits as much as I used to. I straight up just watch animation videos. Like, here's the thing. One of the niggas I fuck with heavy, evil. Y'all know Evil Desu, right? I think everyone knows.
Yeah.
That nigga doesn't. In my opinion, he doesn't even edit anime anymore. This nigga just straight up making animations.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like, because I feel like the more, I feel like if you want to be creative, right, you have to almost every time look outside of your your comfort zone. Shit. And then that's and that's where I just get my shit nowadays from.
I feel you.
All right, so kind of going off of what like a pause about like talking to people and stuff. So I want to ask you, Cammy, since pretty much Cammy is since y'all kind of been on tournaments recently. So how has and a pause, like how has competition changed, or like how has competition editing affected you?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So basically, competition is very important for literally everybody because competition is a thing that really like pushes you to do better in every aspect. So when competition comes, you have people that are actually like that can be matched up to you in the same level or higher or lower. So when that comes, like it's like you got like two options. You want to either do better than them, or you're just not going to put effort in it at all, right? So when that comes, basically, when you want to put in that effort and you want to make a better edit, then you're going to strive to make that better edit, which means that now you have like that seed plan in your mind that I'm going to make a better edit than this person. I'm gonna look at their account. I'm gonna scan them. I'm gonna do what I never do before. I'm gonna try new things. I'm gonna have this execution. Then that really matters in the end game.
So
Yeah.
So
Continue.
no, go ahead. No, you can go.
Okay. So what I was gonna say was, I feel like, sometimes people say you shouldn't compare yourself to others, that, you should focus on yourself. But for me personally, and I know this is for other people too, comparing myself to others, it helps me, like, it gives me a goal, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to, I feel like I can do as good as this. I want to reach that level. So I work towards it, and try and get better instead of just like, staying focused on myself. I feel like that kind of restricts how much you can do if if you have a goal, like a high goal, like let's say, like I know Cammy, he wants to be Cotton now. I feel like if
Mhm.
he can make something crazy, but it's because he has a goal. He has a goal of an editor that he's trying to beat or trying to match up with, which is gonna help him get up to that goal. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just trying to focus on himself and like you. I mean, in some cases that might work and you might, have some improvement, but I feel like it's more solid to see yourself getting closer to your goal rather than just having like, not really any sort of goal, just going like your own way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You know,
Just to
speaking
just
of like,
to
Oh yeah, go
I was
ahead.
good. I was just gonna say, in my opinion, what the hell? Hold on, somebody calling me. All right, so in my opinion, um, like competitive, like editing and stuff is good in moderation, because like Apollo said, it gives you a goal to like focus on. Because like when you like, I don't know, when you've been around for a while, you don't really got much like goal wise. At least for me, I can't like generalize everybody, but at least for me, like I don't know, I've done everything that I wanted to do, and like I don't really have like a goal I'm reaching for. But like when it comes to tournaments and stuff, I actually have something to go against. So it's good in moderation for me, because like I don't like doing it like a lot, because then like I'm not a person who could just like grind out edits like easily, bro. I'd be stressing.
yeah.
Like I don't know, just me, like it's stressful doing edits,
Same.
big edits over and over.
Yeah.
So I do it in moderation. Yeah.
the thing is, for me, I remember when I was like 13. I was like, I want to be the best editor of all time.
Yeah,
Motherfucking
yeah.
Pokemon.
We
And
coming
like
on that. We coming on that show on a journey, bro. That's
to
it.
me, yeah, like honestly, every time, like every big edit I make, I want it to be like at least like 2 times better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
for
That's what I think
so
too.
so like for me, I just I want to be the best, and I want to express myself through my edits. So that just
yeah.
like leads to like you know,
The very
improvement.
best.
And I
But
constantly
I
compare
think I
myself to
think
other people all the time as well.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I think
yeah,
now I'm definitely less active than I was like when I started. But
Same.
just I got two things to say. One is just when I started, right? Like around the time when I started, just a little quick, whatever. But there was the Sword 7 tournament. I don't know if y'all remember this.
Oh
Was the
God.
Sword
oh
7
shit.
tournament? No, it was not.
Oh,
It might have been the Calvin tournament. I don't remember which one it was. It was either the Calvin or the Sword 7 tournament. Either way, it was one of the ones where you put your name in and then they pick you if you're good enough or whatever. And like I was kind of feeling myself, I just learned trap code particular, bro. You're just like, all right,
Yes,
I'm the
sir.
GOAT, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was like, like I was just like being able to execute my ideas at a high enough level. So I was like, oh yeah, let me join this. So I like put my name in, I get in. My first matchup is against Island.
Oh God.
Oh my god,
Oh
blown
God.
out, bro. What happened?
Did you get smacked, Cam?
Now what happened is eventually that tournament never happened
Oh,
because
what's the
it fell
tournament where
apart.
they didn't play
However,
those money?
however,
Oh,
That was probably Calvin turning then.
no, but
Yeah,
listen,
it's probably counted.
the edit that I made for that tournament is the Black Clover silent movie edit, and that to this day is the highest concept. Is not the highest, but one of the highest concept, like most creative concepts that I've ever had for an edit. Now, executing it was low because I wasn't that good, but like in terms of the idea, like
yeah.
I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to be this Inspired Island, bro? Like, and unlike even to this day, like if the tournament had gone on, whatever edit that I put out would not have beaten Island. But like the concept of you now have to bridge this gap between you in whatever way you can is what like fuels people. So yeah, I don't know. Like I love that. And then just also
Okay.
like the introduction of like tournaments has also just given people like an opportunity to build like a brand for themselves off of those tournaments.
Yeah.
And oh, my voice teleporting.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm sad. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to
All
fix
right.
this.
So,
But yeah,
I have a
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say my piece, and then we're gonna well, I'm gonna say my. I'm gonna ask something, and then I'm gonna ask a couple of people more specific questions. All right. So, I think comparing yourself. I think it really depends on the type of person you are. Like, with me personally, I hate comparing myself to other people, and I know other people like they love competition and it helps them. Me, it does the opposite. Like it
Yeah, that's
drags
me.
me down.
Yep.
Like me,
Yeah.
yeah, because then I start putting myself in a box, and that's the worst way I get it. Because with me, like, I don't really do anything special. It's just like I I have an idea, and I execute like more differently than other people. And I think I think the positive of competition is that it gives you a direction, like gives you like a goal. And I think that's
Yeah.
extremely important for anything when you're trying to improve yourself, because when you're just kind of just doing stuff for the sake of doing it, you're not like it's not concentrated, and it's not like concentrated, then you're not necessarily improving. And I think that's one big thing that a lot of people should like adopt, is like adopt a goal, so like you have like a direction. And so on with that, I'm gonna ask Iggy a question, because he hasn't really got time to like cut in. So
I need a new drum.
yeah. um so yeah, speaking of you being the new gen, Iggy, since you haven't really been editing for like too long, but like now you're kind of like popping up a little bit more. People are starting to know your name now. How does it feel like suddenly getting all these new fans, and all these, like, well, I say fans, but like all this attention you never really experienced before? How do you go about it?
It's actually fucking terrifying because, like, okay, every time I go into a new server, right? It's just like people like, oh my god, it's Iggy. I love your edits, all this stuff. Like I don't know how to deal with that type of stuff. Like like compliments for me, I've never been, I don't really know how to take them. Like thank you, like I don't know.
No, for
But
real.
whenever I go into like a new server or something, it's usually people. I like not being known, if that makes any sense. But now that people are knowing me, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's a little uncomfortable. But on the other side of the same coin, it's kind of nice knowing that you're recognized. Like my shit isn't just going into a digital trash can,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask Jimmy and Neff a question now, and then after that I'm gonna have a closing question, and then that's gonna be it. We're gonna wrap it up.
All right.
So,
I bet.
okay, so Neff and Jimmy, I know you guys are like soft editors, I guess. So I don't want to categorize you, but like I'm saying
I'm somewhere.
Yeah,
Let's just say creative based.
Not necessarily Neff, but more Jimmy, but like and we can have this argument.
Is he wrong? Is he wrong? But he's very much correct. I know.
You shut up. It's my time to shine.
Okay.
So how do you guys formulate like ideas? Like how do you go about it? I guess, do you have like your own plan when you go into an edit? Do you like formulate?
Nope.
See, that's him. One thing about me is I'm gonna open up this notes app and write down whatever the fuck I'm gonna do, because I be having ideas, or I'll see like a billboard. Because okay, in case y'all don't know, in Atlanta, there's a lot of like motion design like stuff down here, and like art everywhere. So like I can literally walk outside and get like inspo. So, for example, like seeing something random. Like I remember I was at like the Georgia Dome, and it was like this animation on like the front, and I was like, oh my god, I can do that. I can remake that. Like I want to do that. So I just write that down in my notes app. I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. Let me remember to do that. So personally, for me, I go into editing with an idea. I don't just edit, or sometimes I just edit as I go.
I edit as I go usually. Like I'll start off like sometimes. No, when I do come up with an idea before I start editing, it's not usually like a full edit idea. It's just like exactly. But like say if I listen to a song, I'll be like, oh, okay, that part of the song would fit up with this part of this anime. All right, cool. Put it down. Okay, what next? Like, I in the past that wasn't a problem for me, because it was really fun for me, and it was, I don't know. It was fun for me to come up with things on the spot. I'm like, oh, great, this is awesome. All right, I'm gonna put this out. But now it's like, kind of have to think outside the box now for me. So, I mean, hey. Yeah.
PCC brick.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I forgot
And them
what's
bricks
on
drained
this
every
system,
last
one
bit of
frame.
my inspo.
There's one. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna ask a closing question, and then everyone can do whatever you want. So at this time, I know I kind of like legit and what happened, but I'm just gonna ask. It's just gonna be. I'm just gonna go down my list, right? So how does the editing community appreciate and view different styles? So I'm gonna start with
can you repeat something?
how does the editing community, like generally YouTube art, Instagram, view different styles, like as a whole?
I feel like people
Obviously,
All right,
I
let me
think-
start with
Amigo.
yeah. Let me start with Apollo. Let me go.
So obviously, as you know, flow editing is probably the most popular style right now. You know, you can get 1,000 million gajillion views off flow edit. People started making like transition videos, you know, with stupid links and whatever. So I think that is probably the most appreciated style. And also they have, you know, the soft editor style, which is, I feel like the soft editor style is the most respected within the community. Not like to the general public, but like within the actual community, the soft editing style is the most appreciated, and flow editing is kind of like not as appreciated on that side of the community. And you know, you get the Travis Scott, Fire Force, Flow, Flickr, Fate, Flickr, Travis Scott, whatever. On that's inside of like the community, so people are kind of reluctant to do flow edits now, even though like if you're inside of the community. But yeah, that's my take on it.
All right,
I agree 100% with Apollo with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he said it.
That was
Is that it?
Text.
Yeah, I
For
mean,
everyone?
yeah,
Literally.
solid exclamation.
No. Listen, how do community use different genres of edits? Okay. From my perspective, as a quote unquote soft editor, a lot of people around me, they will denigrate and degrade flow editors, and I hate that. I hate that a lot because there's a lot. Like I feel like when I first tried to make a flow edit, it fucking sucked, bro. Like there's a lot that goes into it that a lot of people don't like. That on my side, I don't really understand. Like I really don't like it. It's really annoying to people. People are really arrogant. They'll be like, "Oh, that nigga flow that you don't know. You don't even basically don't even
just put clips and
stuff like that. I really don't like that.
You got to worry about a lot, bro.
In the same token, though, I've experienced a lot of people be like, "This 2 minutes long." That's snooze, bro. I'm going to sleep, bro. But like,
we all think about somebody.
You like that, yeah.
A lot of people are like stuck in their ways. All I'd say is this: is that right now, I feel like a lot because people are tired of flow, stuff edits are the new wave. That's gonna become saturated. We're gonna move on to something else. In fact, no one's brought this up yet. Hyperpop is doing wonders for the, even though I dislike the music, is doing wonders for the editing community right now. And I feel like
it really does.
Stuff like that.
Basics and all his like friends.
Man,
they going out.
His friends.
His friends.
No, they my friends. They my friends too. But they eating. I will say they get like 20K views.
But yeah, Hyperpop is coming up, and also if you like start editing in the last like 3 years, and you dog on like YouTube edits from like 2006, fuck you.
Right. 2006 though. What
I'm saying? Okay.
Bitch, they were editing on like PowerPoint at that time. PowerPoint, like what?
2006.
What was that? What was that Naruto edit where they got Naruto?
Well, they're playing instruments. That shit is hard.
Oh no!
All right. Okay, guys. So with that, I conclude this podcast. So yeah, it was great.
Yay!
You know what? It was kind of tiring at some points, but we got through.
Yes, sir.
If y'all want to, I'm about to move to general. Anyone else?
Who finna be?
He's gonna win AC3.
He's gonna win AC3.
Can somebody help me dress this HC though? Please,
I'm
somebody.
kind of
Who's gonna be on
Come on,
episode?
I'll-
Let me win.
I'll
Let
do
me
it if
win.
you
I literally
want.
worked in the edit while I was doing this.
Okay. We'll talk. Well, I'll DM you, Apollo.
No, you won't.
Wait,
shut
what?
up, bro. So yeah. That concludes podcast 1. I don't know. I don't have any plans for podcast 2, but I'll see. When I cut up the all the clips and post it on IGTV, I'll make my decision then. But it was a real fun experience. I liked everyone's perspectives and stuff. So I'm about to go in general. Y'all can join
wait,
me.
I have an idea for the next episode, by the way.
All right, DM me.
Okay.
But yeah, it was
Damn.
good seeing y'all.
Damn, just DM me. Like, you don't want to say for the
I'll
rest of y'all
talk to y'all
doing?
later.
I'll touch y'all niggas later.
Bye, HC Judge.
Yeah.
Goodbye.